Testing 1, 2. Yeah. Hey guys. Holy cow, what the heck? You guys gotta get a job.
I thought you were bringing dinner there.
Gas station dinner for me.
Benny? Carl's in a Jeep.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Not the old red hat. Interesting. I haven't seen
No.
that in a while. I didn't.
No.
Turn.
Who is that? That's fire department guy building in?
In the red, I think so.
Yeah. That's the fire department guy.
No.
Yeah, a couple spots they probably should have tried first, but they didn't scrape it.
Never been much of a painter. I'm good for like, the first wall, and then all
Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3.
I'm done with this.
We're getting ready for the Town of West Planning Board meeting tonight. Usually on a Monday night, we've got folks here. What's the organization again? The
Sole source.
No, the engineering.
Oh, marathon.
Marathon Engineering, who is putting together the Slide Hill and Mullen Hill projects for Sole Source Power. And you're with Sole, right?
Yes.
And where's what's
Lee.
Lee? Is she?
Lee will not be with us tonight. She is getting ready to start her family.
That's good. Oh my gosh.
You'll be seeing me from now on.
That's okay.
She's got
Her hands full, or will be shortly.
Yeah. Yeah, she got twins on the way.
Oh my gosh.
goodness.
She's excited.
Double trouble.
So what was her last name?
McIntyre.
McIntyre. Lee McIntyre used to come all the time to take care of this, but she's having twins, so we've got to fill in here from Sole Source, who's going to take over and finish the information that's going to be required by the planning board tonight. It looks like we've got the fire chief here. We've got quite a few folks. The fire chief speaking with a couple of folks on the board. We have 3 board members plus Pete, that makes 4, and now we have a 5th coming in, and 6, and Pete Donahue Sr. is also here today. And we're in the middle of a painting job on the town hall, and it's looking pretty good.
Ah, darn, I thought those were donated.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Real close.
Enough where I'm the guy.
You have your key? You have your key?
See, we're just getting ready to walk in the building there. It'll be just a couple more minutes and we'll get started. What do you mean?
Can I prop that open for you?
No, it's good now. It's open. It's a scientific process we have to go through.
Got it?
Okay.
Go ahead.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. That's neat. You should go to it.
Yeah.
Stupendous. Excuse me, I'm sorry.
And here you go, Karen.
You guys don't know if there's anything else on the agenda tonight, right?
We don't know. I think just you, but we don't know. We would never know. It's not what they do here, which is not really something you're responsible for, but still. Okay, just make sure that mic is aimed right.
Okay. Yep, here, take this. Take my phone.
Yeah, absolutely. My 3 months check up tomorrow.
And move the camera aimed as well.
Okay, take my phone.
No, you're good. I'm gonna have to ask you a question or something.
You guys have anything else on the agenda?
Yes.
Do you want the stuff from Tim now?
We'll call you up. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't want to put a big thing right here. Yeah.
Oh, you missed that? Okay.
Well, this is the girl side.
All right, I'll go.
Why is everyone giving me my lunch? Your dad just gave me. You can put a chair at the end if you want and join the bells. No, okay. He doesn't want you to sit here.
For the preference.
I can't believe they're seniors. Can you believe they're seniors?
No, no, just came from a soccer game, hopefully, probably. And the second.
This is from last time since we didn't.
Actually, they go back.
Did they? July.
Ain't been a while.
I made some notes for
But it depends
August,
on
just
the last few games, they started 20
people that
minutes
were
late.
not here. We did not have a forum, so this will not be posted. But can I pass these out or? do you
Yeah.
want?
We can.
It's just every little bit.
Yep.
Hey, y'all, how you doing? I'm good. What's going on? Finding out where all the bodies are buried in the cemetery. In the cemetery. What's going on? So people clean up over there. What's going on? People doing that. People fill up the church. Oh, they were over at my house. I had a meeting over at my house. Yeah, I am. I'll be I'm auditing all the time, so I'm like,
Oh my gosh.
Sound like there's two people on it.
no, they're two different ones. July, I'll teach you to read here.
No, I was lost.
We can
Thank
sound
you.
things
They
out.
picked me to this one. Go over there.
That's the boys side.
You want?
Yeah, because the boys don't have to talk to those.
Yeah, the boys never
They're
know.
just like, no, I don't want to talk to those, so that's how I will run it.
Boys, you need to say hello to everybody. Okay, wait. Wow.
It's never, it's never.
I can go as you're sitting here.
So if everyone can take a look at the July meeting minutes
See what's hanging in that?
and provide any updates. Gentlemen, if you look at the July meeting minutes, then we can approve those. And then the other one's extra, it's just, we didn't have a quorum last month, so we couldn't approve the July minutes. So I took some notes.
It's going down right now.
So no updates are needed for. Do you have any updates?
Oh, yeah, I'll start the meeting.
You see Peter's,
Oops, sorry.
you see Peter's
So
email?
we have
Just recently.
Yeah,
No.
Did you
Like
read
a
it?
bit late.
Yeah, it was the doctors. I
Man,
know
okay.
the highlight. Doctors ran far later than anticipated. He may or may not make it.
Okay. All right, we'll get started then. We got a more. Please rise. Pledge allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. In front of you, you should have a copy of the July minutes, and then there's an August kind of a refresh of what went on, but we did not have a quorum, so there was no official meeting. So take some time now, look through the July minutes and see if you see anything.
So Peter is not here tonight, right?
He may be late, but yes, he's not right now. Does anybody have any questions on the July minutes?
I'll move to accept.
I get a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Like I said, the August was just a little refresher if in case somebody wasn't here.
Those won't be posted, it's just a, nice to have notes. Are any wrong? I don't wanna pass on that information.
Yep. Number 4 would be, it would not leak grease, it would be minimal, I guess, because there's always a possibility of some grease leaking.
Oh, the motor?
Yeah, I mean, you can't say
Yeah.
100% it.
Number 4?
Yeah.
Will leak grease minimally.
Well,
Just say may not leak grease.
yeah,
Or will likely not.
yeah.
Yeah, just comment on the since you didn't have a quorum, didn't have a meeting, you shouldn't be publishing minutes.
We're not.
Right, we're not.
Okay.
That's just because they did a presentation
Yeah,
and there were
okay.
just some questions. And so I just,
Yeah, they will not be entered in.
and then I guess you can watch. Do you have the video online that you make? Do you guys have the video? Is he deaf?
That not relevant.
He's-
All right, so new business right now, we'll get to Sole Sources here again tonight. They're gonna go up second. First, we have Mr. Fernie has some information for us on a property on Stokes Westonville Road.
Yes.
So I believe you're in the preliminary stages of getting with Scott Bush, and Scott Bush recommended you to the planning board per our new zoning. He's gonna do
Yeah,
a special
he
use permit.
messaged me first, and I said, please send him right straight to the planning board.
Okay.
So,
So your name's Jim Fern?
Jim Fernie. Correct.
so he's got a project, it's not officially on the docket for tonight, but we're just giving him an opportunity to give us a little bit of overview. We're gonna have paperwork for him that he needs to come back with for the next month.
Okay.
So, the floor is yours.
These are just a summary that, and I apologize that Tim Hogan here is our engineer, he wasn't able to make it tonight. He did do a little bit of a summary sheet. Pass it around.
Thanks, Ron, thanks.
Actually, there's 3 of them. What I have is the old Warkup farm, thank you. On Stokes Westonville Road, that, it was a former dairy barn that, we did a full renovation on. And part of it was done because of the snow this winter, took part of the building down. So we did a full renovation on it, and what we're trying to do now is get a special use permit to be able to turn this former dairy barn into a venue, a facility for possibly weddings or family reunions, graduation parties, that kind of thing. So.
Thank you.
What we're trying to do is, at least for tonight, is try to get some information of what we need to be able to provide to you for the next meeting, where we can do more of a formal presentation.
So is it already built?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's already done. Okay. Okay.
Is any documentation available for public review?
Never.
Well, we haven't formally received it yet, so when I get electronic copies of it, I will put it online. So your comment is incorrect, Mr. Peavy. We simply haven't received these yet.
Yeah, if Tim has it in a PDF form.
Okay. I can request it.
Yeah.
Just haven't sent it to me,
Yep.
because I have access to put it online.
And what is Tim Hogan's role?
He is the engineer for the project.
You said you have, I think Tim in his conversation said he sent some of this on to the United County Water or the Health Department already.
Yes.
He's waiting to hear back from them.
Yep. That was about 2 months ago, maybe, so he's just waiting for a formal finalization. Final report.
They'll probably give you a permit to have.
Well, they'll just approve, they'll either approve or disapprove the plans with comments. But the permit comes from Scott.
No, I know that permit, I just wondered if you're providing drinking water to the public, if there's a separate
Oh, there may be from the health department, I don't know.
And Tim didn't say.
All those
there-
forms have been filed.
Okay, so that,
Yeah, Met County Health Department will review that.
Yeah. You should have the final report for the next meeting.
and I think we also talked about too, he had something with the septic for the DEC.
Yeah, that's also saying that you should have the final report for that next meeting also.
But I think, I remember recalled right, the last time you were here with this years ago, that was kind of one of our, you know, what the impact would be so close to the lake and stuff like that. That we definitely have to get the DEC involved.
And the Canal Corporation too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have, and they've gone back and forth with Tim, and I think we're real close, so we should be able to have the final report for the next meeting. They're supposed to have an answer in 90 days, and it's probably 80 days right now, so.
Is that, now, this is proposed, or is this system actually installed?
It's installed.
Is that? Okay. I'll have to ask Scott, did you get was there a permit from Scott?
Oh, yeah, this one.
Okay, so Scott,
Did he finally issue you a permit?
The building permit?
No.
Oh.
For the septic?
That, I'm not sure.
He contacted me about it because, because of the zoning stuff, and he indicated that he hadn't actually given you the permit for it yet. But if you,
Is it the business?
I mean, as far as that is concerned,
Yeah, it's gonna be,
if he's got the drawings from Tim and they're stamped, and the county approves them, he'll give you the permit, that's not an
This
issue.
is for the event,
Okay.
event planning, for the not plan, this is gonna be the same.
Just, and I know you're in a hurry to get it, that's not a good idea to do stuff before you get the permits. Okay, what you're gonna need, because the planning board will end up looking at this from two standpoints. Number one, you're in a land conservation district, so we have to approve the project for that. The other one is, because it's a special use permit, we have to do the environmental quality review. So make sure Tim submits, and he should know this right now, and because of the nature of this, you're gonna need an environmental assessment form, the long form.
Well, I think he put that on the summary.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's
Is that the form there that he's
This
gonna need?
is what the form looks like here. You're welcome to a copy of it if you want to.
Okay, just so we-
It's online electronically too.
Oh, okay, thank you.
And then we take that and we review it, against the standards that are in the environmental quality thing. And then we'll take a look at the overall site and make sure that there's no impact, because of the LC district. And the zoning board, once that's all done, the zoning board will take one pass through it and decide on the special use permit.
Okay.
Yeah, Tim has it as the last bullet,
Yeah.
provided to the planning board the environmental assessment long form.
Right.
So do we need to be, I think he said we're on the agenda for the zoning board this coming Monday, or should we?
You can be on it, but we can't do anything until the seeker is completed.
Okay,
So
that's what
planning
we
board's
wanted
got,
to know.
planning board has to, so there really isn't much, you can come in and talk about it,
Right.
but we won't take any action on it. The seeker has to be done, and then because you're on a county road and because of the nature of what's going on here, Oneida County Planning Department does what they call a 239M review. And they will look at all of the aspects and they may have comments. That's separate from the seeker. And they have to be satisfied with that. We can't act on it until the county comes back with that report.
Okay.
But they will see it, I'm sure they will see it as part of our submission to them. Because once we get the full application, we're gonna notify the DEC, the Canal Corporation, and the Oneida County Planning Department, and we'll probably send it to Public Works, since you're on the road there, and they will review and pass comments back for that environmental quality review.
Okay.
Now, the other thing you will need, because the land across the street is still being actively farmed, have Tim fill you out an agricultural district form. And it just identifies the stuff that's there, and the county's gonna wanna see that as part of the 239M.
And is that 239, is it different?
The 239M is it's a legally required submission we have to give to them because it borders on a county road.
Okay.
And they get a chance to review the thing, and they may come back with comments, and they may be concerned with the traffic on the road or whatever, so.
Okay.
But part of the 239M, they're gonna ask us for, and this is why I'm gonna need
Who
these in
is they?
electronic
When
form.
you're saying they?
The Oneida County Planning Department,
Okay,
as part of their review,
okay.
is gonna require an electronic set of the plans, and they're gonna wanna see the agricultural data statement. And there may be one other thing they'll ask for, I don't remember it right offhand.
Kim also has that highlighted as the second.
Yeah,
to
and
last.
Scott normally puts that together and sends it in, but the last couple of special use permits, I've just gone ahead and done it for him.
Okay.
So once we get all the forms, then we can do that.
Okay. So we'll bring that for the next
Yeah,
meeting. So we're on next month's agenda.
well, you'll be on, we'll probably be looking at this next month if we get all of the formal stuff.
Mhm.
If you can get me the final versions of these things next Monday for the zoning board meeting, we'll formally pass it to the planning board for their action.
Okay.
And then, then they'll start reviewing it, and as quickly as they can, they'll get that done.
Great.
So can you say again which things he needs? Do you have that list?
Okay, for the secret review, we'll need a final set of his plans. Okay, we'll need the environmental assessment form. And right now, to do the secret, that's all we need, is a full set of plans. But we make sure it includes the parking and the footprint and everything else that's in there. And the zoning board will be looking for the other stuff to do the 239M. I'll talk to you next week about that. I'll print up a list of all the stuff we have to go through.
That would be great, thank you. Okay. All set then?
Yeah.
Questions?
That's-
All right.
You got, yeah, so Tim,
I'll make sure you know.
Yeah.
And then he'll get that list too, so he has it. We'll see, well, let's go to the zoning first.
yes.
Just if we have everything done and then,
Yeah, if he has everything done, bring it next week. We'll have the zoning board meeting next week. And then I'll give him my email address so he can send me all of the PDF copies so that we can put that online.
great. All right, thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
It looks great, by the way.
Thank you.
You should be.
Next, we have, Sole Source continuing the Mullen Hill solar project.
So Jeff, this is the one, that's site. That's the event,
But. Stokes Western Public.
Thank you.
And then he goes to that.
Thank you.
She gave me the email that I sent, about having, other stuff.
There's a couple of them, not many, but there's a few.
You have to take another one. I would like one.
Oh, you want?
Just lighting one.
So he says he thinks it can be seen as well. I saw that choice and maybe, yeah, basically, it's been like, they didn't
Remember what it was in July.
Your, the plate, or you had to review or rehearsal or something.
Oh, yeah. We're starting everything off.
Yeah.
It's over now. We're closed on Sunday. All done.
Just a little, try it towards the end.
Yep, go ahead.
Okay, for those of you that I did not briefly meet last week, my name's Adam Farkas. I'm a project developer with Sole Source. You're probably more used to seeing Lee McIntyre here. So So I'm gonna be kind of taking over this project, so you'll see me more. I'm still working with Lee, but she just can't travel and come out to the meetings right now. So, you'll see me more
Does she have the
regularly.
babies yet?
Not yet.
Not yet.
But we're at the point where she's gotta stay close by, so, but she's doing great. So I'm here, I have some business cards, I handed them out to a few of you last week, I have some more for those that weren't here last week, so, I'll just say, with me coming in and helping to take over, reach out with any questions that you have. I know Pete and I spoke a little bit when he had a question. But I think a lot of you might be very familiar with the project. I'm kind of getting up to speed on it and hope to just kind of keep things going. So, but if there's anything I can do, please just reach out. I think the goal of tonight is really three things. The first, we wanted to review this updated site plan from last week, so we've got this printed out, ready to look at. The second is a letter that you have. Lee put it together for us, and I can speak to it a little bit about the farmland and the location of the project. And then the third, which is most important, is we want to get the environmental quality review letters out, sent out as soon as possible to start that process. So we just want to make sure that you have everything you need. To hopefully send those out after this meeting and start that process and make sure we can get any comments back that those agencies may have. I'll stop there for a quick second. That all sound good to everybody? Okay, great. So Ryan can help me obviously speak to the plans. You guys are probably very familiar with these plans at this stage. I think the only things that are really new from the last time that we looked at it is there's part of this windrow here that we are going to be cutting some trees that's added to the plan, as well as this side, you're gonna see some additional tree clearing over here, as well as some site grading. Nothing major, but site grading just to basically bring the site within tolerance to install a racking system. Those are the two big updates, but if you have anything else.
Let's step back. We didn't have a quorum last time, so I know some of you, this whole thing is pretty new. It's been a bit.
Well, I saw, Lee
Oh,
sent
sorry.
me the electronic copy. I'm
Okay.
assuming these are the same things that Lee sent me, so I've had a chance to look at it anyway.
Okay, well, originally we had two different sites, one here and then one over here. We cut that out, and then just reduced the whole thing to one, gets it away from the neighbors, pushes everything back in towards the woods a little bit more. We, since then, have kind of refined stuff. They did, they optimized their, the racking system, or their panel system. And just found out that there's a little more, tree clearing than we had at last meeting than we originally thought. These will not be, the stumps will still remain, so it doesn't become a disturbance activity. But, yeah, so there is, we have a total of, I think it's 4.23 acres of tree cutting, not necessarily clearing. Clearing stayed the same at 3.05 for the
So
total.
you just cut them off at ground level?
Right, yeah. So the ones that are over here, just for shading, right up the property line here, and then a little section right in here, just so the sun can still get to the panels. Still a massive reduction from what we originally were proposing.
So that's, now, because before you were worried about this homeowner seeing back there, so now that, you're gonna take away some of that buffer?
Just this little bit right here. I don't remember if, I think she's working on some visual analyses from his house. They have not come back yet. They sent it out to have them done. But yeah, but it's still, you know, originally it was right up here to the setback lines.
Yes.
We got, you know, even right there. And if I remember right, the grades through there also helped shield it from his house.
Just to add on to that, I did speak with Lee, she is working on those, so as soon as we have them, we'll share them with you guys, but they're just not ready.
Yeah, we might, at least on that one line there, that's back behind Weissmuller's house there, it's probably gonna require you to put up some sort of tree
Right.
cover and stuff, just, same as you have to do on Sly Hill.
Just a landscaping buffer.
Right,
That was, tossed around.
because that would eventually become a buffer between him and between his property and the rest of it, so
Right.
there's never an issue with it.
We also will push back on that a little bit, was that we wanted to maintain as much of this field as we could to maintain any kind of farming. that wanted
I mean, it
go.
doesn't have to
But-
be deep, but just enough so that once it finally sprouts, there is some separation between the installation and the house.
Yeah, we're fine either way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the only one that's gonna be able to see into it, so.
Okay. Okay. From there, I think the only other thing that's changed since last month, we cut out a couple of panels right through here because there is a natural swale that comes down through here. So we removed those. So,
What's the total size of this particular installation?
23,
The
24
rating?
within the,
What's the rating of it?
I believe it's 5 megawatts.
Is this 5? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's 5 megawatts AC.
Yeah, because originally it was 5 megawatt units, I thought.
Yeah. Yeah, they shoot.
They cut down from
Yeah.
the 10 to the
And
5.
just,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just coming up to speed on this.
Mhm.
With that comment in there about, the grease in the motors, are these gonna be tracking?
Yes.
Yeah.
Tracking, okay.
Yeah, which,
Alright.
yeah. They looked at doing fixed tilt,
Yeah.
but it just wasn't, it's not a big enough site to really be
Yeah.
profitable with that. Yeah, so it was gonna be a profit killer.
So last time you said it was decreased from 38 acres to 24 acres? And are we still at 24 acres?
2304,
Okay.
but within the fence limits. The lease.
Is National Grid gonna bring the line up the hill for you to connect?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I can't imagine you trying to bury a line all the way down to Stokes Westerville Road.
No, they'll come out right to
So
our
they'll come
entrance
right
of
up,
Mullen Hill.
they'll improve that line up there.
They'll have like, usually 3 poles that'll come into our site, we'll have
Right.
3.
What you might have missed, Carl, was they're actually doing 3-phase.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because it's only a single phase
The
line
single
coming
phase
up there
line,
now, so they'll
yeah.
have to redo the whole line.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry, it'll go from 1 to 3.
The lease right now, 26.73, so that's 10 foot outside the fence, plus the roadway. Yeah, right out there, 2673.
That's the size of it now, 2673?
That's the lease limit, for everything that's involved with this will be. It'll be
The
less.
inverter bank is gonna be co-located with the field itself?
Yep, right inside here.
Okay.
For our stormwater, we have a dry detention pond down here. And then we have a bunch of, instead of doing, a larger bioretention, we want smaller ones, just more of them. Mostly up here, just to catch water. We've got them split up so that everything comes down the hill, gets caught in the swale, gets put through the bioretention, and then from there discharges, just exactly how it is right now. Same with, down this hill, it just follows the grades. To this one, discharges down here, bioretention, actually to the dry detention, and then out.
Okay, so you're just gonna retain it, let it settle, and then release it back to surface?
Comes in, gets clean, goes out.
Yeah, my only concern would be where, and right now it just comes down as, kind of like a big sheet of land.
Mm-hmm.
And when you've got the retention bins, I just wanna make sure when it leaves it, it spreads out
Yeah.
adequately enough so you're not worried about eroding out.
Yep, and each one of them, we do have to kind of go out flat towards grade.
Yeah.
And then there's a little spot there, you can't really see it on this, but on planes you see a little better, a spot of gravel.
Yeah, most of the treat area is just gonna stay with trees then, because that'll help.
This up here?
Yeah,
Yeah, all this new
that's
trees.
all trees.
Yeah, we just cut enough to get our road in.
Okay.
and
How about
bioretentions.
that center one you were just pointing out there? It looks like there's trees gonna stay there too.
This guy here,
Yeah,
this it wasn't labeled on our survey as tree. I think it's that scrubby,
Oh,
kind of nasty
okay.
brush. If it needs to go, we'll get rid of it.
well,
If
no,
not-
if you're not gonna disturb it, it'll.
Right, I'm
it'll
trying to
cause-
leave
It'll
it.
it'll spread the flow out, I'm just,
Plus, I think it's one more barrier between,
yeah,
yeah,
right.
just a little bit less.
The power line comes in that same road.
Power line's gonna be going right down the road, right along this bottom side to there, and then it connects way up top here on the top side. And then the nice thing, we're not gonna say, National Grid up here,
Good.
we'll pick it up along the road, and then go down to wherever we go.
But you're underground from,
Yeah, all this is underground until you get to those poles right by the entrance.
last time we talked about what was the acreage, or who, that was not gonna be farmed.
Yeah.
We were talking about maybe swinging it down to here.
Yeah, we tried to, the grades didn't like it. They wound up spreading a lot of grading to make that happen. This is a better system. By the time you have to fluff everything to match what's actually going on there, we would have to build this up quite high in order to go out. Yeah, so it's a much smaller footprint how it is now than it would have been.
Okay, you're gonna, well, and leading into that, you're gonna get into the farmland.
Yeah, I
Before
can
you-
move to that.
Yeah, before you do that, we got, Mike Andia, who's the fire chief of Westernville. I invited him down here. Mike, if you had any questions on this,
So the whole project's in the town of Western,
yes, the one on Sly Hill, yes. And,
and they're coming up, weren't they coming up like Stokes Westernville Road and going up through?
yeah, they're staying all on the town of Western's property. So they're coming off of Stokes Westernville Road. This, not for this one, this is for the Sly Hill one. That's gonna go up, their access road to the field will be off of Sly Hill.
Okay, that's where the control center will be, like your disconnects and all that?
We talking
Right.
Sly or Mullen?
The Sly Hill.
Sly Hill, all of those controls will be down on Stokes Westernville, at the very bottom of the hill.
What about the controls for the inverters?
So, cause that's the town of Lee, right?
No,
No.
they're actually coming down, they're staying within the town of
Yeah.
Weston for the whole thing.
The whole project will be in Western.
Runs right on the border. Literally right down the
Yeah.
border.
I'm just wondering if the fire department needs to get in there and they need to cut power, is there a way they can do that from the Sly Hill Road access?
I would have
Because if they need to de-energize, I mean, I know you can disconnect from
I
National
know-
Grid at the interconnect point, but, and this will be the same for up here. If they have to get in there and there's a problem with the inverters, they're gonna need to be able to de-energize the things.
Mhm.
Well, you guys have like a Knox box or?
Yes,
Give us-
absolutely a
okay,
Knox
you will,
box, yeah.
okay.
Yeah, okay, there you go.
Yeah,
Okay,
every
that's-
one of these projects always gets a Knox box.
All right, that's the answer right
Yeah.
there. Okay.
And there's no batteries on site?
Nope, no batteries.
Okay. And then the other thing, the only that I ask is, before you go operational, can the department go through and do a walkthrough with you?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Any other questions on the plan?
I don't, are you set, Mike?
Yep.
Okay.
On all those questions are for Sly Hill, but I would assume
Well,
the same will eventually
yeah.
pertain to these. Okay, yeah, it'll be the same type of setup with the Knox box and those things.
How do you spell Knox box?
KNOX.
So the two facilities have the same gate, or no?
No.
Okay.
No, just the same type of box,
Yep.
different keys, different codes, everything will be separate.
And you'll have like contact numbers and stuff like that?
Oh yeah, that'll all be posted right there. That's all part of, what's
Part of the signing
necessary.
requirement.
Yeah, it has to be done. That's for any the solar price you go to. There has to be something posted there. Who to contact if something bad happens.
Okay, with that, yeah,
Okay?
yeah, you wanna move
Okay.
on to the farm.
Yeah, so the other letter, or the letter that was handed out along with the site plans, again, this is from Lee, but she and I talked actually on my way out here about it. And really, this is regarding the prime farmland for solar projects, okay?
I don't think I did that one.
I won't go through and read everything that she said, but basically, we're trying to explain how we came to this site and why this is the best site for this project. And kind of the visual that I'll point you to is on the second page here. When we go through and we look for sites, we do it all over for any of our projects. There's certain criteria that the sites need. It's really three main things. Questions that we get asked is, can we interconnect it? Meaning, is there existing infrastructure there or close by to interconnect the system. The second one is, can we permit it? And the third one is there any land that's feasible to do a project? So what you'll see is on that top picture, all properties of 25 acres, excuse me, the blue is basically any sites that we originally start with, and we're just mapping along existing three-phase or within, I believe it's a little less than a mile of a three-phase power line. Why we set it at that limit is you could have a great piece of land for a project, but if it's too far from existing infrastructure, three-phase power, it's not going to work to be able to upgrade that much power to do one of these projects. So you have to be relatively close. And then on the second picture on the bottom, all the parcels in green are ones that met the criteria of 25 acres of cleared contiguous land, and the red is what did not. So you can basically see, we start with the blue, we filter it down a little bit, and there's really not that many pieces of property that could do a solar project, that we could do a solar project on. And that's just us. We also need the landowner to want to do the project too. What we then do is we reach out to those property owners through a number of different ways and basically try to gauge their interest. And that's when we were able to speak to the landowners here. Lee obviously did all of this work on the front end. I wasn't involved in the original kind of origination of the project, but we found land that could work because there's grid infrastructure, we can permit it, and we have a landowner that's willing to do a project. So when you flip through the rest of the pages, it's basically going to show all those green parcels on the second page, second picture, and show that they are all essentially prime farmland. So there was no way to do a project and avoid putting it in prime farmland. So we're basically just trying to show a little bit of the behind the scenes of how we work through these things and how we try to find a project, and essentially came to the conclusion of it was unavoidable to do a project here that wasn't on prime farmland. And this is just kind of how we go through it. Do you have a question?
Not yet.
Okay.
So to that point, I sent an email out with Carl and the town attorney. In the zoning, you know, when it says unavoidable, how does that fall? The interpretation is it falls to the town-wide, it does not necessarily fall to the property owner. So that's, we reached out to Sole Source to have them bring this information back in to show why, you know, their interpretation of why it was unavoidable where the location was.
Yep. And then the last thing that I'll say is also attached to that is the environmental assessment form, which will be needed to send out those secret letters, which is the most important thing that we need to do. I won't go through that entire form, but if you have specific questions, we can obviously talk about that. The main goal of this packet was to talk about the farmland and show you how we came to this project.
So here's a house subject to our master plan, the master plan that we have.
Yeah, so the master plan does say in there to protect farmland.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, the master plan, and Carl can verify, it's not a, it's not a statute,
It's a, master plan is a guidance document. The regulatory document is the zoning ordinance. So the master plan is basically the sense of the town, the direction we want it to go, some of the strategies for maintaining it, and then the implementation of that plan is done through the zoning ordinance. And zoning included things like wind power and solar power and a couple of other things that the master plan doesn't specifically mention. But even if it's not specifically mentioned, we had to cover it because those things exist. And so they cover it, and there's, you know, like we say, minimize, you know, use of farmland, and that's actually in the zoning ordinance itself. So wherever it's practicable, avoid using good farmland. And so that's why one of the reasons they have to have this letter is to illustrate that, okay, we've done our level best to find a place that we can put the thing that was usable, and this is probably one of the last ones. In fact, I've looked through some of the stuff, and as far as the town of Western is concerned, I don't think there's another place that you're ever gonna find that's gonna be economically feasible to put in solar, because they're all just totally removed from three-phase power by miles. And you're looking at millions of dollars just to be able to get the electricity back out. You know, unfortunately, things like Stokes Westernville Road and 46 going north of town, the only place where you have three-phase power.
I had looked up since the last meeting too, but did you guys come up with, I know Lee said the soil class of 2, but the actual soil, the type?
I don't have that.
Do you have that?
I don't remember seeing
And we have
all the stuff that
soil
she sent me.
Type, soil type.
We do have like the soil types from the mapper.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she classified it as a USD type 2.
Oh,
But I was seeking to find the actual soil. I tried to do some digging and I wasn't able to print off the map of the area, but knowing the town, knowing where the roads lay, I could, so it came out to like a 115C, or no, I'm sorry, B.
115B.
Yes.
yeah, those classifications, those are all in our SWIP.
Is it?
Yeah, that's in the big SWIP, the big deal that all goes to stormwater. Actually, we have a new
This
one
one.
over here.
Yeah, I think we got updated ones we're gonna give you.
These are all online now, because I got PDF copies of
Yeah.
everything and put them on the website.
Yeah, this is all in our big SWIP here. And there's quite a few. It does go to all our stormwater information.
So it's where it can come up
Yeah.
with your drainage.
Yeah, it's a whole separate.
I started to look through it and then I got tired.
So here's the 200D, but there is a map
Light
in
reading.
here. This is all behind the scenes stuff that
Yep.
that we do. That most people
Light
are like,
sedation, yeah.
Okay, that's the one I saw.
yeah,
Is that,
there is a map. This is the stuff that most people glaze over when you talk about here's your map of the whole.
yes,
Yeah.
that's because it picked up off of, numbers now. It must be the software that you have. I think I picked up some old Oneida County thing. Yeah, because that's where I came up with that 115. And that's basically the whole, almost the whole site, except for your entrance road.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, majority of it. But I mean, when we do our, that's why this is like so much bigger than the actual property. When we do our stormwater, we have to account for everything coming to the property as
Anything
well,
that's gonna
and
flow
anywhere
into
it's
it,
going
yeah.
as well.
Yep.
So I have to,
Yes.
14B way up here, and whatever this little guy is, 14C.
Yep.
Then plug it all into the thing, and then it spits out. All right, you're gonna have this much water at the 500-year storm. Account for that.
Just out of curiosity, do you guys ever do a perk test on the land to see how well it
Yeah,
drains?
usually that's if you want to do a building, you want to set a building on there,
Yeah.
or any kind of underground drainage. We'll do that with. For this, everything, whatever's there now, is going to be what it stays. So, could we? Yeah, it's kind of used.
Yeah, I don't know how much is absorption versus runoff in that particular area. I'm not familiar enough with it.
Those wooded areas, you clear the trees and then you come in and grind the stumps and then just leave the debris there and
So with a larger, so say, this whole area was all treed, they would do that and spread the mulch everywhere. Because it's already, it's such a minor amount, they'll seed and mulch it, and then it'll become meadow, lawn, flowers.
Or do they grind the stumps, or do they just stump and then remove them, take them off the property?
Could be either way.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're asking.
yeah, I'm wondering how you're going to control the vegetation if you just, the way it read, that you just are going to dump it at ground level.
So down here,
Yes, that's
Yeah.
what I'm wondering.
I mean, they'll just come flat, and then it'll be 20 years before trees really grow back up through. By then, the site's pretty much ready for decommissioning. So if they decided to,
You'll have trees.
You'd
within
be
a
surprised
year.
how fast those things will grow.
We'll
I had
come
a
around.
half dead maple tree cut down in front of my property this spring,
Mhm.
and I just cut down stuff that high the other day. That's how fast they were sprouting back up.
I guess the bigger question would be, do you mitigate trees during the life of the solar farm?
if it becomes if it's shading it too much, so it becomes a noticeable on their output meters, I imagine they probably would.
Yeah, see, yeah.
Yeah, we're
The
gonna
question is,
come
somebody
in.
gonna keep an eye on it, because if you do get a lot of these stumps here, they'll just sprout right back up again. Somebody will have to come in and cut them.
Yeah, so we'll have like a landscape crew that will
Okay.
come in, mow the grass twice a year. They'll usually they will always go around the fence line, make sure no trees and branches have fallen on the fence to
Yeah.
damage anything, they would get those removed. But if we do cut the trees and we leave the stumps and they start sprouting in a couple years and we have something that we need to mitigate, we'll go in, we'll cut those.
Yeah, or I'd say just leave the back door open, the deer will come in and do it for you.
Yeah.
I guess the follow-on question to that be, if you ever needed to go outside the scope of what's here, you would have to probably alert us, or you just would go in and do it on your own? Say you had to make,
Like
outside, yeah, like,
Like if we had to clear
Yeah,
beyond
clear
what we
more
want,
outside
we would
there.
have to come back.
yeah,
talk
okay,
to
that's
you
all.
about
Yeah,
it.
because that would be part of the approval for the permit
Yes.
itself.
Yeah, if you step outside of those approvals, it's.
Would you would be allowed to work outside the existing boundaries for what
That's,
you
yeah,
said you're gonna do?
better way of wording it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we are shifting off our axis, what, 0.0003 first 3 degrees every month. Yeah. Days are getting longer,
Yeah.
winter's getting shorter.
Not up here.
Nah.
I was there in March, there's so
Not
much
last year,
snow.
not last year.
Did you come up with a number of what's gonna be available left for tillage?
I did, and I was meant to write it down, and I didn't.
Right.
But I do know for a fact it's between 15 and 20 acres. 18 and change comes to mind of this area here. Yeah,
Like where the other project,
yeah,
the other part of the project was that got.
Yeah.
Well, that's already actively tilled now, so there's minimal
Yeah.
reduction of
That's,
that.
and what, do you know what the total tillage is now?
I don't know.
We
I can find
we
that out.
Get that.
Yeah, I could definitely get that and bring it next time. Oh wait, actually, yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have it in the. You guys had to switch it all from meadow to ag.
I saw, that's why I looked in there, I didn't see,
Yes.
oh, you had 40, or just over 40?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're gonna go down, okay, so then after completion, you're assuming it's gonna be just under 16 acres?
Yep.
So it's a lot, yeah,
That was close.
a loss of 24.
Yep. Of actively tilled, cornfield or whatever it was. Not to say it's kind of like a loss, because it's still there. After the whole thing is done, it'll go back to it, or whatever the landowner decides to do with it. But, yeah, it's not like a Walmart where you strip it and haul
But
it away.
the anticipated life is still roughly 25 years.
As far as I know.
You said, I think Lee said there was you have a contingency for another 20, or both the landowner and you have a contingency
Yeah,
to extend it.
usually it's a 25-year lease with 4 options to extend it 5 years each. So the max that it could be is 45 years.
Okay, because I
But
remember
the life,
45.
the life of, yeah.
But you can go in and replace panels as they age up. too, right?
Yeah, panels, wires, inverters, in 20 years, see what the technology looks like and recommission.
I'd be surprised if the inverters last that long.
Yeah.
Most places I know, they change them out about every 10 years.
Yeah, and there'll be regular maintenance that they do throughout
Yeah.
every year, but major recommissioning will. But if it stayed just as is,
And the landowner is currently not a resident of the town, correct?
I don't know.
I don't know where Steve Smith is.
I want to remember the last time, I think Lee said that he does not live here.
They
Or is it?
own
It's like
it.
his family, owns a bunch of, or there's a bunch of family that lives here?
Yeah, the two kids who till the thing live over on the other side, over on Quaker Hill.
But the actual name on paper, owner, no, I don't think he actually lives here.
It's on page 1, if you wanna read it.
Massachusetts.
Oh, yeah. One home house.
Probably, I'm guessing that your top landowner is gonna have to be updated too.
What's the new site plan?
No, he passed away. There's new owners.
Oh, okay, okay. I think those are up from the tax roll, so
For which one is that?
Selesky,
it, yeah, yes.
Marty.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they border it somewhere up there.
Yeah.
North
they-
side,
Yeah, it's-
on the
it's
north
right here.
side, it's, yeah.
They still have
It's
it.
whoever the new owners is, but yeah, I
Must
don't
not
know.
have updated yet. in the system.
Yeah.
You said it passed.
Yeah, he passed, with Paul last 2 years ago now.
Yeah, about 2 years ago.
And I think it just sold
Yeah.
It was sold. Okay.
years ago, maybe 8 months ago.
15 months.
That's why we're doing it.
15 months ago.
Yeah.
So you're not gonna run into any significant wetland issues up there at all?
Nope, we're, the only ones that are
I saw the
DC.
EAF mapper didn't seem to do.
Yep,
didn't
down
seem
here
to
in
have a
DC, there's DC, these ones up here,
Yeah.
Army Corps. We all know how Army Corps, how fast they go. But they're, they've been reached out to. They'll get back to us on their time.
What's the overall anticipated time it'll take to put this in?
I believe
From
so.
like start to
Start
finish,
to finish, 6 months, or?
yeah.
Okay.
The biggest kind of wild card usually with that is the utility. A lot of these projects we'll get our work done and then we'll have to wait for them to bring 3-phase up. Cause a lot of, they don't wanna be done and we're not done, so they make sure we
Yeah,
finish.
so that's all the one that next amp bought from you guys over on Palmer Road.
Yeah.
But they're just now starting to put the poles and the power in, and the panels look like
It's
they're
hard
already
to,
in.
it's hard to perfectly coordinate with them,
Yeah.
so as long as we finish first, that's.
You know, they had some issues this winter and a couple of storms this spring, so they were a little
Yeah.
busy.
Speaking of power company, the other thing, I think you were getting information of, at the corner of Mullen Hill, Stokes Westonville Road, were they gonna put in extra,
Oh, an extra pole.
yeah, you were,
I can check
I
on
think he
that.
was gonna reach out with that.
Okay.
I don't have any contact with
I
that.
thought there might have been talk of a ground transformer or something like that they were gonna add.
Like equipment on the pole or a pole altogether, or both?
Maybe a whole
Just-
pole, I think the last time is a whole pole and then a transfer around the pole. Or if they're gonna go with the ground. But, yeah, I don't.
Cause at first, I think she said they didn't anticipate anything, and then she said this, reaching back out with the guy, there might have been a question of, they might be adding something to the bottom of the hill.
It makes sense if they did, but I don't know.
Well, sure.
Have a seat, Pete.
We've got 2 minutes left, right?
Very good.
Sorry.
Yeah, you just, if it happens to be more than 1 pole or 2 poles or something like that, just
Yeah.
probably have a couple of just an idea.
Yeah, Lee may have reached out and then I'll bring it up to her again. We can meet on Thursdays.
Okay.
No site plan?
Alright, just getting all.
We printed it, so we might as well hand it out. It's online.
Yeah, don't waste the paper.
There's plenty.
So again, going over the plan, talking through the farmland considerations, you know, the most important thing is to start that environmental quality review process. So, is there anything, I mean, can we do that, or is there any other information we can give you, or That's kind of the most important thing for us, is to get that process going, see what kind of comments those agencies come back with, if any. But, hopefully you guys have everything that you need from us, so.
I think so. In fact, actually, the package that Lee sent me was a lot more complete than the last one, because there were
Okay.
all sorts of forms and plans and stuff in there we didn't have the first time through.
Okay,
So we should be able to get that started right away.
excellent, thank you. And if there's questions that come up, you can certainly keep reaching out to Lee, but I have some business cards I'll hand out too, just in case, you know.
Well, we'll leave her alone for a while.
Yeah. And I'll just,
I can't remember, 'cause it's been a while. I don't remember if we declared intent to be lead agency here at our first meeting or not.
Normally, you know, the ordinance says, you know, we propose ourselves, the planning board's the agent.
Okay, that's what I didn't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, so that, okay. I just wanna make sure we're
Yeah.
crossing our T's and
Yeah, so
I's.
we'd send the letters out under our name.
Okay.
Right. So we go through this ourselves, and then our version would be what's sent out.
Right. Yeah, we'll go, well, we go through it, we will I guess we have to notify, Oneida County Planning, because there's wetlands, minimal wetlands, the EDC gets notified. I think those are really about the only two involved agencies. It's gonna be DEC and Oneida County Planning.
That's certain.
Yeah, NYSERDA sort of just said it was long, but yeah, we'll put them in on it too. I guess, I mean, if DEC declares those wetlands, we probably don't have to worry about the Corps of Engineers, and we can notify them. They almost never get back to us, so.
Right. Yeah, they claimed this guy here and this little guy down here. But they didn't want these ones up here. So, turn cool.
And they'll probably have the same form letter they gave you in Sly Hill, that we reserve the right
Yeah.
to look
Yeah.
at this later on, because the laws changed, but they haven't got
Yeah,
guidance.
I don't know if they've remapped the area or not yet, but.
So we can go through this, make our
We
corrections.
we notify the other agencies, because they may have comments that
Yeah.
apply to this as well, so.
Alright.
If you guys run into any questions at all, be sure to
Yeah.
reach out to me. You guys all have, I'm sure everything, you know, 100 cards by now.
Yep.
Or Adam, whichever one of us.
Alright. Yeah, we're gonna start reviewing this right now,
Okay.
so.
Perfect. Thank you guys.
thank you very much.
Okay.
And then I do have some large scale prints. for you to see.
Okay.
So, old business apartment complex, no update,
Yeah, nothing.
and then no update on the town of Westminster.
No, not yet, we got.
Okay, I understand, you've got plenty of stuff, yeah, okay. I just have to.
Yeah.
There's two of them.
That's basically, you just, yeah, the whole site, yep.
It's those 11 by 17s, but
Yep,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Did you all get one of these at least? We just have a few
Yeah.
extras.
Yes.
I'll make sure. Okay.
Yep. Alright, go right down, start, we use our packet.
unless you want.
Okay, and I've got a part two here, so if we go through it, I can.
Yep. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so A is just the applicant's name and everything like that, which they've already filled out.
We're gonna go through it now instead.
B is government approvals, we just went over that. They've got marked down. Site plan inspections. Carl, and that B down there is C. Would that be
Okay,
special use permit.
For the first one is impact on land. Proposed action may involve construction on where depth of the water table.
Okay,
I'm on the form we're gonna fill out.
okay.
You're on their
Yeah.
submission. So E2D should have an answer on that. I'm pretty sure the water table is a lot lower than 3 feet up there. Proposed action involves construction of slopes of 15% or greater.
I thought there. Did you keep it below the 15% for slopes?
There are some areas in there that are over, or 15% or greater. I've outlined them on, there's a grading page. Oh, yeah. Cool boy, that car off.
Yeah, the bigger question is that gonna impact anything up there? I mean, you're not doing are you doing any major disturbances of that higher slope land? Or is that pretty much?
Possibly. I don't want to leave it as a no, because we don't know the tolerances of the tracker system that they end up putting in, end up using. So I've outlined those areas on the sheet plan on your 11 by 17s, and then I just, whatever that 15% or more, I doubled it. And
But you're gonna
Worst case scenario.
minimize what you have to do on it?
Oh,
so
absolutely.
Okay.
yeah, we don't want to do any more than we absolutely have to. And even then, topsoil will be taken off, stockpile, they'll do whatever grading they have to do, topsoil put right back.
Okay.
So it stays exactly where it is. Will not be bringing anything in, and will not be shipping anything out. Whatever gets used will be right there on site.
Okay, there's no bedrock within 5 feet of the ground up there, is there?
Not according to the soil report.
No, okay. Of all of the trees and stuff, do you anticipate it's gonna be more than 1,000 tons of removal?
I don't really have a good calculation between tree and the weight of it. I wouldn't think so, because there's not like, acres and acres and acres of it being removed. They'll probably just chop them up, mulch them, leave it right there.
Okay,
Use it as a ground cover.
so most of it will just stay there, so you're not actually gonna haul it away.
Right.
And I asked you about 6 months roughly what construction period. So yeah, the design is probably not gonna result in any significant erosion. We are not in the coastal erosion area. Okay, it's under geological features. Modification, destruction of or inhibited access to unique or unusual landforms on the site, such as cliffs, dunes, minerals, fossils, or caves. I don't have anything up there other than dirt. No. Okay. Impacts on surface water may affect one or more wetlands or other surface water bodies.
Yes.
To contain wetlands.
Yeah, it's gonna be, we're gonna put down yes and we'll evaluate, so it will not create a new water body,
No.
so that's a no. Increase or decrease of 10% more, the surface area of any body of water, no. Dredging more than 100 cubic yards from a wetland, no. Freshwater tidal wetland, that's a no. May create turbidity in a water body from erosion or runoff. You're way too far away from the lake for that. One or more intakes for withdrawal of water from the surface lake, no. Wastewater, surface water, that's a no. Soil erosion or create a source of stormwater discharge leads to siltation or degrading receiving water bodies. That would be a no, because you've got the bioretention design in there. They affect the water quality of any water bodies within downstream. So there's not gonna be any change in what's there, it's just same runoff.
No, you said the ponds are designed for a 500-year event.
Yeah, it's a 500 or bare minimum 100. I'm pretty sure we have the 500 on there as well, though. It'll all be in the major sweat there, the big one.
pesticides or herbicides or a water body, that would be no. Construction of new wastewater treatment facilities. The impact on groundwater. New or additional use of groundwater or have potential to introduce contaminants to groundwater or an aquifer. I don't know what is there that could do that, other than during construction. You have the same requirements in there for any concrete you're gonna pour?
Yeah.
Got that all handled?
Yep, they'll have to use a concrete washout, only allowed to be so.
So there's no demand from groundwater. Residential uses in here, okay, that's a no. Proposed action include required wastewater, no. Construction of water supply wells, that's no. Bulk storage of petroleum or chemical products, that's no. Application of pesticides, 100 feet of drinking water irrigation sources. That's going to be a no. Okay, so that's basically a no for that one. Impact on flooding, so that's what we were just discussing. May result in development in a designated floodway, that is not the case. Development within a 100-year floodplain, that is not in a floodplain up there.
That's the least the words.
If it is, we're all in trouble.
Building works.
Require, result in, or require modification of existing drainage patterns. That's true, but it looks like it's gonna be a minimal impact. Do we agree that's a minimal impact? May change floodwater flows that contribute to flooding.
I can't see.
That's handled. Is there a dam located on the proposed site? No, there is not. Impact on air. State regulated air emission source, that's a no, there's nothing here. There. Impact on plants and animals. Okay, so this is the surrounding area. Cause a reduction in population or loss of individuals of threatened or endangered species listed by New York State or federal government. Do we know of anything that, I mean, the DEC may come back with a comment on that, so I'm gonna leave that open right now.
There as well, that's the same bird freeze.
I don't know if it's the same one, it's pretty far.
It should be the same, I can't imagine it would be different. There is in one of the submittals there, the endangered species list. I don't think we had anything.
I don't think
I
it's
can't remember anything
Yeah,
being there.
the DEC came back the last time, they had one bird and they weren't concerned about it, so.
I think if there was anything, it might have been, there's a bat thing that covers, I don't know, everywhere of America, that it might be on there. But they came back, I know nothing, there was no suitable habitat for it, that's something that I look for in every project we go through. Try to cover that.
That limits tree
I
cutting.
don't- Yeah, I don't think we have a bat.
No, they're not up in this area?
No.
No.
I might have it here somewhere. No, for sure.
Species of special concern and conservation,
Yeah.
maybe I don't know anything around here that has that. Diminish the capacity of a registered national natural landmark. That's a no. Removal of or ground disturbance, any portion of a designated significant natural community. There's nothing up there. Interfere with nesting, breeding, foraging, overwintering habit of predominant species that occupy the site. Can't see the deer being all that upset about you being up there. Conversion of more than 10 acres of forest, what'd you say, 4.5 acres?
Yeah, it was less than that.
Overall use of herbicides and pesticides, that's a no. Okay, here's the biggie, impact on agricultural resources. So the answer to that is yes. May impact soil classification within soil group 1 through 4.
She said it was number 2.
Number 2, okay.
So,
The
yes.
question is it a small impact?
I got,
24 acres, how do you classify that?
How did that read again? Change the soil?
It says, the proposed action may impact soil classified within soil group 1 through 4 of the New York State Land Classification System. It's not actually gonna, other than the fact that you're gonna have support rods driven into the ground, it's not actually gonna affect the soil itself.
it's taking it out of production for the,
Yeah,
But it's not
That's
changing the
isn't it?
soil.
right.
okay, so that's minimal. Okay, the second one, proposed action may sever, cross, or otherwise limit access to agricultural land.
Yes.
So that's a no, because may result in
Yeah,
excavation.
you're
That's it.
not able to use the land.
Correct.
No, this is about, it's limiting access to other agricultural land, not this land. Or if you're putting
Oh,
it,
to a neighbor's land.
if you're
Okay.
putting an installation in, it would block somebody else's use of
Yep.
their land, so that, yeah.
Okay, I agree.
Okay, this is, the excavation or compaction of the soil profile of the active agricultural land. That's probably minimal, because you're just doing this with skid steers, right? Most of the installation.
Yeah, there's no like major equipment usually. When they put the driveway in, a dozer. I can't think of anything larger.
Okay. Now this one, the proposed action may irreversibly convert agricultural land to non-agricultural uses more than 2.5 acres in an ag district. So your assertion is that when you pull the thing out, it go right back to what it was.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I would say that's minimal impact, but it's not none.
And everything stays within ag markets
Okay.
guidelines.
May disrupt or prevent installation of an agricultural land management system. May result directly or indirectly in increased development potential or pressure on the farmland.
You're gonna have an access road.
Yeah. How much of that is on the actual land?
Not farmland.
Well,
Because you're cutting that access road, but to get to the
Yeah.
farmland, right?
Correct.
I mean, with the
Are we
road,
thinking-
with the road in there, yeah, theoretically, somebody could buy it up after the 25 years is up and they don't renew it and go in there to develop it.
They would have to get approval from you guys.
That's a long-term thing, and it would require a lot of work by the planning board 25 years from now.
I won't be there.
I'm ready for it.
I'd say that'd be minimal, yeah.
I'm ready for it.
I won't be there.
I'd be 91.
Not consistent with the adopted municipal farmland protection plan. I don't know if the town even has one.
We have the master plan, which the 30,000 foot look down is to try to preserve as much as we can.
Yeah. So we call this minimal impact?
Read that again, please.
It says, the proposed project is not consistent with the adopted municipal farmland protection plan. And although we mentioned in the master plan that we want to minimize use of the land, and the zoning ordinance says it's supposed to be used, used agricultural land, unless there's no other
Now,
thing.
the counties will interpret their own.
Yeah, they may well come back with a comment.
This is their plan. He just came out with a new plan and
Right.
I'm not familiar with
I
it.
almost think yes, because we mentioned prime farmland right in the zoning, that,
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's yes, the question is, what's the magnitude of the impact?
so how much of the total town?
That's a guy leasing it right now, isn't it? He's got a 5-year lease on it, which is 2 years left. How does that affect him?
Yeah, because it's either minimum or moderate.
I mean, what's the consensus opinion? Is it a minimal impact or,
I'd say minimal based on how much is available,
yeah?
right? I mean, look at the square acres that are available to farm within Westernville. we're talking about 24 of them,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, there's an impact that's probably gonna be minimal. Aesthetic resources. Okay,
What page are you on?
I'm on page 6, well,
Yeah,
No.
I'm on the form that we fill out, that's not the same form you're on.
Oh, okay.
Okay, they filled out all that information, but the proposed action may be visible from any officially designated federal, state, or local scenic or aesthetic resource. I think the answer to that is no.
Yeah, they gave that somewhere.
It may result in obstruction, elimination, or significant screening of a designated view. No, that's not gonna happen. May be visible from publicly visible vantage points. Seasonally, screened by summer foliage, but visible during other seasons, or 2 year round. I guess it's possible, but it's pretty far back. How far back from the road is that, basically? Looks to be 600 or 700 feet.
Yeah. Well, I think your minimum setback,
I mean, this is 300.
I think your front minimum is like 100, but I want to say it's like 700 off the top of
Yeah,
my head.
I mean, the road's gonna be visible, but it's, it's basically cut back in the trees. But what's the setback between the road and where you got that large, the first green area there?
Right here.
Yeah,
Front yard, I've got 700 feet to the
Okay.
road.
so probably not.
I know the people who bought Marty's house, you can see it, they'll be able to see it.
Yeah,
From the road, you can't see it.
yeah. I mean, you can wander through the woods and go look for it, but there is a tree line between, there is a fairly good line of trees between their house and the
Yeah,
field
you're
there.
not, you're not cutting anything on the north side, right?
Up top,
Yes.
no. Just where the roadway is coming in. Just that green shaded area.
There's a little buffer above that.
Yeah, there's a little buffer of trees there.
Okay. Situation or activity in which viewers are engaged while viewing the proposed action is routine travel by residents or recreational tourism-based activities. So the closest you can get to it is driving down the road. Cause a diminishment of public enjoyment and appreciation of a designated aesthetic resource. And I've already said there isn't one. There are similar projects visible from within, no, there are no other projects within. Well, I don't know, how close is Sly Hill to that?
I mean, I don't have an exact number, how far.
That should be with 3 to 5 miles, we're talking about 0 to 3 miles or 3 to 5?
Probably less than 3.
Yeah, probably.
Probably in the 0 to 3
You know, as the
miles.
crow flies, yeah.
Oh, yeah, but you can't see that project from here, right? That's not gonna be, you're not gonna be able to see Slide Hill from there. And Slide Hill isn't gonna be able to see you from
No.
there.
I wouldn't think so.
There's trees in the way.
I mean, there's quite a lot of big
There's
trees.
a lot of tree growth and stuff
Well,
in there.
2 ravines, yeah, more trees. I wouldn't think so.
There is a visual analysis coming as well.
Okay.
Don't forget about that.
Yeah, we definitely get topo maps too.
Yeah, because I know from down below, you've got enough slope going up Mullen Hill Road there that you're never gonna be able to see this thing from down below. Okay, impact on historic and archaeological resources. Action occurs wholly or partially within or contiguous to buildings, archaeological site, or district listed on the National or State Register of Historic Places. I know there's nothing up there. Proposed action may occur wholly or partially within or substantially contiguous to an area designated as sensitive for archaeological sites. No.
SHPO was reached out to as well, didn't bring back anything. That should be an older submittal to you guys already.
Okay. Action may occur wholly or within an archaeological site not included on the inventory. Now there's nothing there. In fact, you get far enough back, there's a big gully down there.
Sly Hill and Mull, there's another 100, 150. Yeah.
It's a lot closer than I thought.
Yeah, Togo on that.
I think so.
Impact on open space and recreation. Proposed action may result in an impairment of natural functions or any ecosystem services provided by an undeveloped area, including but not limited to stormwater storage, nutrient cycle, or wildlife habitat. So, I mean, it's farmed right now, so I can't see it doing anything with that. Proposed action may result in the loss of a current or future recreational resource. I'm gonna say probably not. Proposed action may eliminate open space or recreational resource in an area with few such resources. Well, we've got lots of those. The proposed action may result in loss of an area now used informally by the community as an open space resource. Well, it's farmed. Okay, impact on critical environmental areas. The proposed action may result in a reduction in the quantity of the resource or characteristic which was the basis for designation of a critical. I don't think there's any critical environmental area up there at all. I had to look that up for something else. Impact on transportation. Projected traffic increase may exceed the capacity of the existing road network. Construction of paid parking for 500 or more vehicles. No. Will degrade existing transit access. No, we don't have that. Degrade existing pedestrian or bicycle accommodations. Alter the present pattern of movement, people, or goods. So there's no to that. Impact on energy. Cause an increase in the use of any form of energy. Now this is actually going to generate it. A new or existing substation. No. Creation or extension of energy transmission or supply system.
It's gonna extend up to Mullen Hill, but
Yeah. Well, here's one they fit. Require the creation or extension of an energy transmission or supply system to serve more than 50 single or two-family residences or to serve a commercial or industrial use.
Commercial use.
yeah.
Well, you know, they gotta bring the line up there to be able to pull the stuff down there, but basically they're just gonna go from single phase to three phase, probably on the same poles or maybe with new ones. I don't see that as having a significant impact. The proposed action may use more than 2,500 megawatt hours per year. No. Heating or cooling of more than 100,000 square feet. No. Impact on noise, odor, and light may result in an increase in noise, odor, or outdoor lighting. You have, is there any lighting that's normally on in this thing, or just when somebody comes turns it on for access?
There could be a motion light, just around the transformer, but that is all, even that is, maybe if you guys want.
Okay. May produce sound levels above noise levels established by local regulation. We don't actually have a local regulation that, well, we have a noise ordinance, but I don't think it has levels defined. The proposed action may result in blasting within 1,500 feet of residence. I hope not. Routine odors for more than an hour a day. No. Light shining onto adjacent properties, we just said no to that. May result in lighting creating sky glow. No. Okay. Impact on human health. Located within 1,500 feet of school, daycare, group home. No. Site of the proposed action is undergoing remediation. No, it's not. There is a completed emergency spill remediation or completed environmental site remediation on the proposed site. No. Site is the subject. The site of the action is subject to an institutional control limiting use of the property. No. proposed action may affect institutional control measures that were put in place to ensure the site remains protective of the environment and health. The proposed action has adequate control measures in place to ensure future generation treatment or disposal of hazardous waste. So that's a no. The proposed action involves construction or modification of solid waste management. No. Unearthing of solid or hazardous waste. No. Result in an increase in the rate of disposal or processing of solid waste. No. May result in excavation or disturbance or other disturbance within 2,000 feet of a site used for disposal. I don't know unless somebody's got a berry pit up there from ages ago. The proposed action may result in the migration of explosive gases from a landfill site. No. Proposed action may result in the release of contaminated leachate. That's a no. Basically, just a no for that. Consistency with community plans. Okay, the proposed action's land use components may be different from or in sharp contrast to surrounding land use patterns.
Yes.
Well, that's actually true, but we decided the impact is not significant. The proposed action will cause the permanent population of a city to grow more than 5%. Proposed action is inconsistent with local land use plans or zoning regulations. That's not true. The proposed action is consistent with any county plans or regional land use plans. I don't know, I might let the county answer that for us. Proposed action may cause a change in the density of development not supported by existing infrastructure. It would be none of that. Proposed action is located in an area characterized by low density development that will require new or expanded public infrastructure. No. The proposed action may include secondary development impacts, residential or commercial development, not any action. No. Okay, so I'm going to leave item D to find out whether the county comments on whether it meets with their plans or not. Consistency with community character. Proposed action may replace or eliminate existing facilities, structures, or areas of historic importance. No. The proposed action may create a demand for additional community service. No. The proposed action may displace affordable or low-income housing. The proposed action may interfere with the use or enjoyment of officially recognized or designated public resources. The proposed action is inconsistent with the predominant architectural scale and character. The proposed action is inconsistent with the character of the existing natural landscape. Well, yeah, but how much of an impact are we going to assign to that?
Minimal.
Okay, that's all that's on this one. Okay, so that completes that. So what we can do is I'll scan this in and I'll put this on the website, and then we can take this and send it off to the other involved agencies along with our cover letter. I mean, formally, they have to agree to let us be the lead agency, but it's a cold day in the theological place of eternal punishment when anybody ever takes it away from somebody who says we'll do it.
That's where Lee dropped off.
Oh, okay, all right. Okay. You want to sign in or just leave it on? There's a place for your signature at the bottom of each one of these letters, so
Okay.
if you want to sign it,
Yeah.
we'll mail them out. And
I'll wait to hear back from.
Yeah, what I'll do is I'll like I say, I'll scan this thing and I'll put it on there, and I may add a note in there that all of the documentation is available on the Town of Western website, and tell them how to get to it so they can see it. They're supposed to let us know within, well, it's supposed to be as soon as possible. I mean, the statutory thing says it's gotta be done within 20 days, but I can't see that happening. I would assume it'll take about a month.
Alright, we'll respond.
Yeah, normally they'll reply within 30 days, or you can assume that they're not going to.
I couldn't remember from our slide.
Yeah. Yeah, and then if we, whatever we get back, we can, by next month, we can address any comments we get back. And if we have to have additional information or modifications, we'll let you know. And then if not, we'll write up a resolution.
Do we get votes on this? No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not at that
Yeah,
stage.
we're not at that stage yet.
Okay.
There's no approvals.
Yeah.
No, nothing's,
What'll happen, once we get all the comments back, if there are no significant comments, then we can basically translate the form that we just filled out here, and I'll write up notes on the thing, and I'll put reasons as to why we decided there were either no impact or minimal impact on it.
there's no, yeah, it's not. So we're still, this just sends it to the other agencies to get their input.
Okay.
And then we'll come back, we'll review what they've brought in, then we'll make a recommendation on passing it back to the zoning board.
Yeah, we'll have to do two things. Is, number one, we should take a vote as we approve the site plan, unless changes have to be made to it. And the second one is, like I said, like I did for Slide Hill, I just write up a resolution and said, okay, here was the reasoning behind our decision on each one of these 16 things that are in here. And then we resolved that under seeker, what you call is the impact. And we can say it's either no impact or there's a major impact and we have to require an environmental impact statement. And if we do that, then things get complicated.
Yeah, so that,
I guess that's where we are for this one now, so.
yeah, so hopefully we'll hear back before the next meeting, which will be October 20th.
Yep.
April alluded earlier, I've not heard anything from anybody else with any of their projects. The Elmer Hill Road apartment complexes, I haven't heard from the town of Lee, anybody. Yeah, I have, the correspondence I had today was from Fernie, which we had already reviewed that, and then the continuation of this, and when we get some breathing room, we'll get back to doing the community survey, and
Yeah.
we gotta get going on the master plan update.
And you can update that, and then any updates you want to recommend to the town board on the zoning ordinance too. There's a few of them that we probably need. And the typos and stuff, and a couple of clarifications.
Yep. See how that- if I don't have anything else, does anybody else have anything?
No.
There you go.
Move to adjourn?
Yeah.
Second?
Yeah.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you guys.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, in fact,
Yep.
if you want, you can, this is the stuff.
I'm affected.
Can I just make one informal comment? I'm leaving my quickly, but if you guys are interested in doing a site visit, you can coordinate that with either over the next 30 days or however you want to do it.
We did that with Slide
Miss you, Mike.
A couple of us will go through and walk through.
Yeah, if you're interested, just let me know.
And get this book out one day. Leave it right here until we're sure.
It's high enough, we're not gonna see anything now. Gotta get on that bridge behind it and see the whole.
So that's a typical planning board meeting in the town of Western, where everything is under wraps for the public, and only those members of the board are allowed to see the records, the documents, the paperwork that truly some was submitted even before the meeting took place tonight. That came out of Mr. DeFranco's comments that, he had that package previous to the meeting, and that should have been provided to the public before this meeting started, not just for those folks that are home right now viewing this meeting live, but it should have been provided last night or yesterday so that anyone that does want to come personally to this meeting could either print that out or at least have notes, handwritten notes that they could follow along with on that record, which is a public record at the point in time that it is received by anyone on any of the boards. It doesn't have to go to the clerk's office in order to be considered a record in the town of Western. It simply has to end up in the hands of anyone on any of those boards, and it becomes a record of the town of Western. And as a record, it needs to be provided to the public if it's going to be discussed or deliberated in a meeting such as this planning board meeting tonight. So again, the planning board and its chairman, Pete Donahue Jr., fails again tonight with an F for not providing ample documentation and records to the public, either at the meeting or at home before the meeting, at least 24 hours in advance, as the state open meetings laws basically require. Now, the town board knows that that is a requirement, and the town board refuses to follow that for the taxpayers. That's you in the town of Western. Now, this board serves this zoning and planning board. This planning board serves the town board. Indeed, they are appointed by the town board. And being a servant of the people, the town board is responsible for the behaviors of these folks on this board. And if the folks on this board fail to supply the records, the documents, the materials that the people need per the open meetings law in New York State that is to be made available to the public 24 hours in advance, then it's a basic situation where if the town board doesn't want to supply those records in advance, they're not going to tell their planning and zoning boards that they have to supply those records in advance. So basically, the town board is telling the people to stuff it. They're not going to give you anything from this town unless you force them via an Article 78. They don't care if you embarrass them, you make them look bad week after week after week for 3 years, because it seems there may very well be a core group of fascists that want to keep those folks in office anyways, regardless. So if that's the way it is in Western, good luck. The state law does require that those records are put out there. The state law does require that the people are informed. And if there are individuals on the town board that refuse to follow that because they know that the people, if they have that information, are more powerful and capable and knowledgeable about what is happening in the town, well, then that's just a shame for those board members to act and behave like that. So that's it for this town board meeting here in Western. I'm Don, Town of Western Civic Affairs, and we're going to take off now, and we're going to go home. We're going to check that website, verify that those documents there are old, which they are. verify that those documents are old, which they are, and then we'll wait to see how long it takes the folks on this planning board to update those records so that the people can have them after the meeting, which makes no sense at all. You know, New York State made that law that those records are to be made available in advance of the meeting so that the people could follow along with the deliberations of boards like this as they're deliberating those plans, those records, those foilable documents. In the case of Western, that's not happening. They don't care that it's not happening. And in fact, they want to keep your eyes and your ears out of the business of the town by preventing those documents from being given to you. So thank you so much for joining us today. Town of Western Civic Affairs, your town, your community, your voice. Thank you so much.
I have them all posted there. I take the PDFs. Well, I mean, just if anything